Hey folks, I'm HP and this is Dr. Pink, and today I'm going to talk about blues chords, the essentials. This tutorial shall help you to understand the theory behind blues, the theory behind the chords, and will help you to develop your own type of rhythm guitar. Maybe you will find some stuff which already exists, but are not the same thing if you have found it yourself. So let's get started with all this madness. Alright, first we need to understand where the chords or where the progression comes from in a blues or in a typical blues. Of course, I'm talking about a standard blues, and the first thing you need to know is the so-called L form. As an example, let's take a blues in A. This is the A here. Then the L form means just below is the D, or above. You can see it the way you want. I see it above because for me it's the tone is higher. So this will be the second chord, and here's the L. Here is the E. So these are the three chords which you have. You can also make it the opposite way. Let's take the A here. It will be an opposite L. So here's the A. The next chord will be like, you can also make like this. Here you have a D, or below D, and here is E. That's the opposite L. But I normally take it from here. So this is the L form. A, D, E. Now, normally we have a 12-bar blues, meaning we play in the standard blues form, we play 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, 1 bar E, 1 bar D, 1 bar A, and 1 bar E. That's the standard blues form, but of course there are other blues forms. This would sound more or less like this. Or you can make it even easier. Let's first check out the chords which are available. So now we have this blues form. Now we figure out what kind of chords we can play here. In the easiest way, you just play an A major chord. Could be like this, or a normal bar chord. Then on the D, you can play this D, or a D bar chord, whatever you like. On the E, you can play this E, or a normal E chord. Then you just need to add the shuffle groove, which is very typical for blues. Because as you already can hear, it's not really cool, but let's first check the form with a very simple thing. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. So now we have 4 bars of A. Now we switch to D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and so on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. E, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah, that was the very basic blues form, the standard blues form with the very basic chords. You can also play like down here. But of course, you already heard it, it's not the way it should sound. But if you only can play these chords, that's fine, because in this case you already can play blues. Play blues, play blues, play blues. Yeah, so now we want to make it more interesting. What mostly happens on blues, this results in this kind of rhythm figure. So, in the easiest way, you can just play power chords. This means you play this one in the 5th, in the 7th, or here in 0 and in the 2nd. And then you can add the 6th. So this is the root and this is the 5th. Now, the main movement which happens is from the 5th to the 6th. But also what also happens a lot is when you move from the 6th to the 7th. See? Here's the 6 and the 7 is just beside. You can play it down here or you can play it here, which is a bit more difficult because there you need to stretch. But in this case, you have it all together because you can play in any key. So. And now, same thing again, 4 bars A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now I switch to D, just string below, above, or if you want to do it here, it's like this. Very easy stuff. And E, of course, here or below, as you like. Then you play the entire form, which will be something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 11, 6, 1 and 2 and 3 and where's the hidden mistake? 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That was the entire blues form now. Good. So if you understand this till now, then it gets very easy. Now you can fill up these like each bar the way you like. So you can play any kind of A, in this example as it's an A, any kind of a A7 chord. So that would be, maybe this one is an A7 chord. You can also make this movement from the 5th to the 6th to the 7th. This results in this. Oops. I never play this, sorry, that's why I made a mistake. It sounds terrible for me, but for some of you not. You can make it like this movement. You can make the movement like this with this A7 here. It's very cool if you have two guitars. One guitar can play the low voice, and the other guitar can play the higher voice, which result in a wider sound, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So you can make this movement with full chords, or like the normal A7, and on the D, then now it gets tricky. Holy sh! I never played like this, but I just want to show you that I'm building the thing up to the really cool stuff. Yeah, I really never played like this, but it's the same thing as the below version. Will be on the D and on the E if you like. Holy moly. Good. So, now, sometimes you don't need to play this movement, this from the 5th to the 6th to the 7th. You just play kind of a 7/7 chord, or like this would be an A7 chord. This one I really love here. 5th, 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 6th, or in this case you don't do any movement here, but you just play the blues rhythm. You also can put this movement into the chord. Now it gets a little bit more complicated than before, but now it starts to sound cool. So A7, this results in an A13 and an A7. Very cool. On the D, we can make another thing here now, optional. I really love this one here. This is a D9, 5th, 4th, 5th, 5th, 5th. This is a D9. That's the one I normally play. I never played this one as before. So terrible. Can you hear the difference? sounds like, I don't know, like smashing somebody in the face, and this sounds so smooth. But because it's the top note is the same, sounds similar, but this one is more smooth than this one here. See? So, and now we can make the movement from 5th, 6th and 7th again. Gets a little bit more complicated now and stretchy, but from the principle it's totally the same thing. See? Instead of... It's nearly the same. Now if you say, I really like the simple version, nobody tells you need to play the complicated version. This one's more the jazzy type, and this is more the, I don't know what kind of type. But I don't want to say this is a bit bad, but... yeah. And you can feel it, or the most complex thing you can do is when you play. Now this is a very cool one. Here we have this, the simple movement here. Now we build a chord above. So we have A, we have now D with the A in the bass. That only works with open string. And now we go to A7. 5, 5, 6. So see? Oops. On the D. This is D. Let me see if that's correct. Yeah. And now I play that sounds wrong. Yeah, no. So this will be D, or you can make it no, we do it here. So then this is a 5th, 4th, 3rd fret, and to D7, 5, 5, 7 as an option. Oh, yeah, see, I'm so stupid. But the other one is cool too. Played as a, sounds more melancholic. But of course, the normal thing was, I'm so stupid. D, and now here comes a G, no D, here comes a G. And now comes this. That's the correct. So same thing, but now with the G, 3, 3, 4. And on the E the same, so then this is a E, 4, 4, 5, and with the open E string, then comes the A, 5, 5, 4, and E7. So, and now the E. So now this is the entire movement with chords. Now you can also avoid the movements, and you just play chords. Now which chords are cool? As I said, the A7 here, 5, 5, 5, 6. Then you can make kind of a picking pattern. I can slightly move to the A13. Like, or when you play the first 3 bars of the standard blues form, and then when it goes to the changing to the next chord, to the D, you put more tension. So in the last bar, in the bar number 4, you play the A13 instead. You can use the different chords to create more tension and make it more interesting. It's very cool stuff. Yeah, but I mean, that's really, the system is open. I just wanted that you understand that we have the chords, the 3 chords, which are coming along with the blues, the blues form, the standard blues form. Now you can fill the form with whatever you want. You can make it more simple, or even you can just make the very, very, very simple thing. That's not wrong. It's a matter of taste. Or you can make the full complicated version. Or if you want to sound more like a beginner, which might be funny, you play this like this. You play the really beginner's chords. That doesn't really make a difference. It's just up to you which sound you like more. If you want to have it more jazzy, then you add options to the normal chords. So this means we have this is the normal A7. Options are 13. That would be A13 or A9. And this one is cool as an A9. Some of you might, this is 4, 4, 5, 5. Some of you might not tell me, hey man, that's not an A9. Yes, it is. I mean, some will say this is a C sharp minor 7 flat 5. That's true, but the bass is missing. So if the bass, if you have a bass player, or you just use it in between, then it's an A9. It's the same when now when the bass comes in here, I tap it in now. But if your bass plate is see, then it works as an A9, very nice chord. This I already told you, D9. You can also use it on the E, E9, of course, and then of course E913. That's the full distorted, not distorted, the full. How do you say that one? Oh man, it's too hot in here. It's like, I don't know, 35 degrees Celsius in here. It's totally hot. I cannot think. I just can play. Yeah, and now more or less these are the chords which are available. There are of course still some other possibilities, but mainly this is what's happening here. And this is what makes the entire thing more interesting, to have more variation on the whole stuff. You can also, I don't know, this would also be an example to do it cool, like if you're into Boris stuff, you have the movement 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah. I think that's more or less what I wanted to tell you today about blues chords. Whatever comes to your mind. Yeah, I forgot it. Sometimes, very rarely, if you're into the jazzy stuff, I told you about to create more tension before it changes to the next chord. So sometimes you can make an alteration. Yeah, an alteration. Some of you might think, what the fuck is an alteration? Don't think about what it is as the alteration. This will be something like this. A7 flat 13, sharp 9 flat 13 as an example. Resolves perfectly to the D9. So when you come, as I said, on the last chord, last bar, before it changes. Now the third bar, now comes the full. Yeah, did you see the effect which I wanted to have? It created a lot of tension, but resolved perfectly to the next chord, the D9. So this is a A7 sharp 9 flat 13 chord here in the 5th, 6th bar here, and this one is in the 8th. That's really great stuff. But don't exaggerate it with the alterations, because then you very quickly sound very jazzy, and for some stuff this is not really good to do it. If you're more in the blues rock section, don't do it, or maybe do it. Yeah, and that's how it is. You can just be creative. Just fill these bars with anything you like. Now I went back to simple. And so on. Those were all essentials you need to know about blues chords. To really get deeper into the whole stuff, just learn a few of them. You can learn from the chord book or the ones I showed you, and then just play around and get used to the sound of it, and then you can start to improvise with that stuff, which is very cool and what we all want. Yeah, and the rest is just a little practice. Some chords are a little bit difficult to grab, but it's okay. I mean, we don't have anything else to do if you're not too much into garden work or golfing or whatever else. You have time to do it and to learn it. Yeah, that's the thing about blues chord essentials from me and Dr. Pink.